Hello, everybody. I'm back. I've been all day thinking about what video to make, and one thing that kept coming to mind is a situation that I suffered through when I was younger. Um, gotta, gotta look good for the camera, right? Good luck with that. With this, anyways. So I was diagnosed about 20 some years ago. I'm 49 now with uh, maybe even closer to 25 years ago. I was diagnosed with a disorder, is it a disorder? Um, Called agoraphobia. Very basically, it's fear of large outdoor spaces. I will say it's even further than that, or maybe it's fear of crowds, or a combination of the two. Um, and I, it was rough. I did not leave my house for years. Like I left for two occasions. Um, One was the house was burned down around me. I was living in an apartment building, four apartments, and I was on the first floor. Somebody on the second floor caught the place on fire, and the place literally was burning down around me. The fire department came, said, "Look, the fire's out, but you can't live here. It's soaked. My apartment was soaked. It was Christmas time. It was like a few weeks away from Christmas. All the kids' Christmas presents were bought. It was just a bad situation, but I, I didn't tell anybody then, but I seriously thought about staying there, even in those conditions, because the outside going anywhere was, in my mind at the time, worse than staying in a place with water dripping from the ceiling, all that kind of stuff. So it was bad. It ruined my family. In some ways, I was lucky my kids were young. Oh, the second time was I had a newborn son, uh, and the only way for him to have my last name was for me to sign the birth certificate, and there was no way I was not gonna have him have my last name, especially since my other sons that were born at that time had my last name. I wasn't gonna do that to him, so I did it as quickly as I possibly could and got there, signed, and got back home. And they never told me why I had this phobia. Um, it started when I believe I got pretty nervous. This is hard. One, haven't thought about this in a long time. Two, just telling complete people I don't know my story is kind of a little, but I guess that's part of the agoraphobia, maybe. Uh, so when I was very young, I, well, 18ish, friend of mine of me and my brothers and such who are older got into a bar fight, and he got cut up by a beer bottle that was in the house while I was there visiting him. And something got me to the point where I got so anxiety ridden that I felt like I had to leave the room. And as in the process of doing that, I passed out. And that started happening more and more as the time went on, and for a while. And I think, and that's what they said, that is quite possible, is those fainting spells, passing out spells, caused me to start associating with leaving the house as part of the deal, as far as what triggered the agoraphobia. So, um, broke up my family. Um, the mother of my kids left me, and whole thing there. I'm not going to go into that too much further. I never blamed her for that. I understood. Well, fast forward a little bit on, things were going bad in her life. She had the kids with her, and I definitely was in no shape at that point to even think about visitation, or well, she was kind enough to bring the kids over to my place. Anyways, things got bad on her end, and I seen it coming, so I decided to seek professional help. And I called an 800 number and talked to somebody, and they arranged it for me to go to the local hospital to get diagnosed, or the pre-treatment stuff. They kept me in the hospital for about 2 weeks and released me. And I did this because I had a feeling, and I would be trying for custody, and I ended up with custody of my kids. And so, not trying to make it about that, but that motivated me, luckily enough, to get the help. And I encourage anybody who's suffering with agoraphobia, or any phobias for that matter, panic attacks and such, to get that help, because life can be better. And that's kind of the purpose of this video as well, is not just dwelling on, oh my God. I got to the point, thankfully my kids were my motivation to get me to seek the help, to go out. Now, thankfully for me, I didn't have to rely on medication. The desire to have the ability to provide and help my kids gave me the strength and the mental fortitude to take the steps necessary. So for me, that was a blessing. Medication might be something that's needed. That's not a bad thing. If that's what your doctor says, work with your doctor. They'll help you. Now on to myself. Now my kids are grown. I have grandkids now, but I went from that to, it wasn't like next day. I went from that to not being able to really do social situations. Stores would freak me out, the whole 9 yards. It was not good. Now I went from that to work, factories and such, then to like department stores and such, kind of social stuff. And from there, I went to school to be a truck driver, get my CDL. So I did that. I went, believe it or not, became an over-the-road truck driver for a while. Can't get much more extreme difference than never leaving your house for a couple of years to driving a semi across country. And now I'm a city bus driver, so that's probably about the furthest you could get. I'm sure there's other, like, rock star or something. I don't have the voice or the face for that. But I'm dealing with, thankfully, my area is same people every day for the most part. But I deal with people regular. I drive a big vehicle. I'm all through a couple of towns and city, and it's a extreme change. I guess that's the story of my life. A lot of times is one extreme or the other. So bottom line is, there is help. You can do this stuff. Motivation, find something to motivate you, will go a long way. And just help yourself if you can. If you have this situation going on in your life, drop a comment. I'd be happy to message back and forth a little bit, as much as I can. I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. I appreciate you listening to me. This was therapeutic for me. I hope you got something from this. Maybe a little motivation. If you guys want to hear more, I'll do another video if you comment. I don't know what more to say, but I am very happy that I was able to switch my life around for my kids and for myself. So, and by the way, me and my kids' mothers, through the years, we've talked things out. We've gotten back on a decent relationship with each other, as in friendship. And so there's no hard feelings with me having custody and such. So at least none that she's willing to admit out loud. So I just figured I wanted to clear that up. don't want to leave too many cliffhangers here. But I'm over that 10-minute mark. I appreciate your time. If you made it this far, please leave a like to help out this brand new channel. See you soon, guys.